to our business. And I see this with my clients a lot because my clients in particular have gone through hard things. And it does, like, you really doing the work to, again, understand and know yourself. But what drives me? What am I most afraid of? And what are the patterns that are at play? Like, how does me not getting a project or sabotaging a potential opportunity tie back to my daddy issues? Like, I don't think we like to ask those questions in general, but certainly not as business owners, because we want it to be separate, but it's just not.
I love that you're saying this, because last year I had, well, for about 2 or 3 years, I've been talking about getting back into podcasting. And last year I just really kept feeling this pull to get back into podcasting. And then I was like, man, it's a lot of work. I got to get guests. I got to edit. I got to do all this stuff. But I just kept getting this pull. And finally, it was around November last year, I finally said, okay, I'm going to do it. So I put a call out to some of the people in one of my groups on Facebook. And I said, hey, I'm getting ready to start a podcast. Can I interview you about your business, with some different questions? And they were like, oh, sure. So the first few people are from a Facebook group that I'm a member of. And I was like, I think I kind of like this thing. I think I really want to keep doing this. So if I'm going to keep doing this, that means I need to set up a system. That means I need to get processes. And it means I need to get people to do those things that, even though I can do them, I need to outsource to free myself up. So I hired a podcast editor about 2 weeks ago. And I'm looking at some other things that I'm going to outsource to my team. But as a business owner, I feel I have to get an understanding of how everything works and then give it to my team to work on. And I know some people are like, no. You just let your team figure it out. And then you just, reap the rewards. It's okay to do it that way, but that's not the way my brain thinks. And
knowing yourself.
And there you go. I was getting to that point. I know myself. I know if I let somebody else do it, I'll be freaking out. I don't know how do you do? What do you do? I have to know. And that's just the way I operate. And as a business owner, you have to know yourself. So the last question I'm going to ask you before I let you shine, what are some ways that entrepreneurs can identify what works for them? Because some may not even know what works for them. But what are some things they can kind of walk through to figure that out?
Yeah, asking yourself why. I just started dating someone and we had a but why night, and he likes to make fun of it because I asked him but why like over and over again to kind of get to the root of things. But it really is the process, and it can be hard to do with yourself, but just noticing, like you notice, like, yeah, sure, maybe I could just hire someone and let them do that. But that doesn't work for me. Why? Why doesn't that work for me? Like, and it's not about making yourself wrong. One way is not right or wrong. It's just understanding. And to add to this before I finish my thought, like what you were saying is at some point, and I'm not saying this is the case, but at some point it may become a bottleneck that you have to do that. But you get to decide what you want to work on and what you don't, what you're okay with about yourself and what you're not. And so, but the first thing is understanding is like, oh, like that's why I can't do that. That's why I can't just go out and hire people. And going as deep into it as you can. You might get to something at the root that's childhood stuff. It could be trauma. It could be stuff like that. Or you might just get down to like, I am a personality type that needs to know how everything works. Like understanding your personality type of, you sound more like a scholar and intellectual type where you love having an understanding of how things work. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whereas maybe all the other personality types are just like, would you just outsource it? But that makes you feel good and it allows you to thrive in your business. And it also means that if someone falls through, you can jump in there and take care of it. I love that too. I can do everything that needs to be done in my business and I do it really fast and well. So I am confident in bringing on team because even if they mess it up, I can step in. And yes, at some point that might be a bottleneck, but just asking, like noticing, it just like you're observing yourself as if you're some kind of animal in the wild, just study yourself like, that was interesting how frustrated I got by that today. Like, why? Why did that frustrate me so much? Why am I so upset about that? Why am I so excited about this? And just start to notice that like, oh, this is what I want and need. This is how I operate. I love personality typing. I'm personally a big fan of the Enneagram. There's Myers-Briggs, there's all kinds of things, but those give you a starting point to say like, oh, these are the tendencies of my type. It can help you understand yourself and your team and people in your life a little bit better. It's not hard and fast. You are exactly like everyone else who's your personality type, but it helps you understand. And it's not just about the things that you do and don't do. It's what motivates you to do them in the way that you do. So two different personalities, like you and I come to this whole, I like to know everything and be able to do everything, but why we do it is probably different. And knowing that about yourself can make a huge difference.
It's really interesting how alike and how kind of on target we both are with each other. And we literally didn't know each other before today. I mean, and I think that a lot of times people feel that they are not experiencing their best if they do what we've done, or we do the but why. Because I do. I look at why do I have to do things a certain way. And before anyone can come on my team, they take the 16 personalities test.
Nice.
I have them do that, and it's 16personalities.com. I have them do that, not because I'm trying to pigeonhole them. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what motivates them.
Yeah.
What is likely to happen if we have this type of interaction, so that I know what I can do or say to get them or to encourage them to excel at what I need them to do on my team. So I love that you went into personalities and working with people the way that they need to be worked with, because person A may have a totally different motivation than person B. And I have to understand that as the business owner, as the entrepreneur, I need to understand the people on my team, what motivates them, what challenges them, what encourages them to excel at what they're working on. And I need to know as an entrepreneur the same things about myself. I love.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I was just going to say, and to help your team win, not just by understanding them, but being able to say like, look, if you need to call me all the time, like that's not, I need emails. I need them in this way. Like you can help them thrive by being like, I get you. And this is what I need for you to succeed. And I love that you do that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So now oh gosh, I hate ending this. We're at the end of the podcast. See, this is one of those podcasts I can go on and on and on and on, but I like to keep mine short and simple and to the point. So now you get to shine. I would love for you to talk about your giveaway that you have for people and how people can get in touch with you online.
Yeah, I have to pull it up because I know I gave you the bundle, which I'm so excited to give you guys, but it has 3 different guides in it that I've created on the business building side of my business. I have a program called Your Passion-Based Business. And so the 3 PDFs are from that. There is the 3 big mistakes that are bouncing potential customers right off your site. I'll be honest, there's some promo-y stuff in there about working with me, but it's a really good guide towards looking at what are the big things that we do wrong with websites or that we overlook or that we forget to fix that you can change right away to help lower your bounce rate. So if you're not familiar with that, your bounce rate is the percentage of people that land on your site and leave right away. And that can happen for a multitude of reasons, but that guide will give you some direction on things that you can look at and some checklists so that you can kind of clean that up. There's reverse engineering products and services that sell. That comes directly from the program. It's one of the modules, but it's my process that I use and also use with clients to come up with what is an offering that's going to be really aligned for both you and your potential clients and customers, and how to go through the process of creating that. And then the last one is turn consults into clients. And it's not a script. It's kind of like a script, but it's how I personally structure all of my consultation calls that works really well for me, because it moves you from like, tell me about who you are and let's get to know each other, to what is it that you're trying to create. And then if you have the right offering, I'm all about that integrity thing. It's not about pressure. How to transition from that conversation to, here's what I have for you. Here's how I can help you in a way that feels really good and not yucky at all. So I don't know how you're getting those to them, but those are all available for you guys. And so happy to share them. And then, you can find me at stepheniezamora.com is the best place. And I spell my name funny. STEPHENIEZAMORA. And from there, you'll be able to see, it's the best hub. Yourpassionbasedbusiness.com is another site that would be relevant. But if you come to stepheniezamora.com, you can learn more about me, all my different brands. And there's a fun quiz that will ask you where you're at right now and what you're looking to create. And from there, it will direct you to something that will be useful. But I would love to connect with you guys on social media or wherever. And Kim, you're wonderful. I've had such a good time talking to you.
I've had such a wonderful time. And I'm sitting here with this big smile on my face because I wrote a book called Your Passionate Business. That's awesome. Follows along with what it's like a 4-step process for people to figure out what they're passionate about and turn it into a business.
Awesome.
It is so fun that we definitely need to talk after this and see what we can get together and do.
Yeah.
It's been so great having you. I'm just dreading ending this because so much I want to keep asking and talking about, but I know that I do have to keep it into a time limit, so I'm going to stop it here. Cheer. It's been so wonderful having you on my podcast, and thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you for whoever's listening. You guys are in great hands with Kim.
Thanks again for coming and letting me interview you today. This is Kim Beasley, your host for Pamper My Business. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm Geraldine B. Thomas, founder of the 1 Million Women Link Up. The Powerhouse Business Initiative educates aspiring 7-figure women on how to monetize their LinkedIn membership by forging lucrative collaborative marketing partnerships with like-minded business and professional women so they can sell out their events, catapult their book sales, fill up their coaching hours, and more. Visit smartwomenpartner.com to learn more about the 1 Million Women Link Up.
You have been listening to Pamper My Business podcast, and I am your host, Kim Beasley. Join the Pamper My Business community by visiting pampermybusiness.com, where you will find our free training along with our masterclass so that you can continue your learning journey about building your brand online.